Camelot 331 here, and oh my lord, you think your job is bad. I've gotten so many stories, and I've been waiting to do this video because I've just noticed the stories were kind of rolling in, but I've gotten so many stories about Amazon's warehouse, their fulfillment centers, and how absolutely nightmarish it is working there. It is apparently like 7 fresh-ass layers of hell. Fresh-ass. Completely fresh-ass layers of hell. It is absolutely insane. And I'm going to tell you those stories today. And it's crazy to me that in 2019, we can have working conditions in our country that basically rivals like Indonesia and Malaysia. In our country, in the USA, man. That is absolutely outrageous to me. So before we get into it, we need to spread awareness. That is what the Famelot is about. So I want you to go into the comment section right now, and I want you to comment one thing, an F. Comment an F down in the comments below for our fellow humans at the Amazon facilities. And the only way to spread awareness is to give this bad boy a thumbs up. So let's get into some of these crazy ass stories. I work at the Amazon Fulfillment Center in Arizona, and I'm pregnant. I turned up for my shift even though I felt like hell. Managed 2 hours and then I couldn't do any more. Told my supervisor and was signed off sick. I had a gastric bug, sickness, and diarrhea. I saw my doctor, got a sick note with an explanation, but still got a strike. Still got a strike for being sick. What does that sound like to you? Sounds kind of like crazy ass Walmart. Is what it sounds like. Kind of the same type deal. Apparently, from several really short stories I have, if you are sick or need to leave for any reason, you will get a strike for basically, absence or tardy. So you're not allowed to be sick. That's not a thing at the Amazon Fulfillment Center. I work in Minnesota and we have a thing called UPT, unpaid time off. If you go negative, you're gone. I've seen people that worked there for 5 years. They went negative unpaid time and they got rid of them just like that. I was fired 4 days after Thanksgiving because I went into negative UPT. I had already used my unpaid time off caring for my grandmother. I worked a couple of 60-hour work weeks, including on Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Then I came down with a fever. I called into work the next day saying I had a fever and was very sick. Human Resources said they would call me back and they never did. I went in the next 2 days after that and worked 2 12-hour shifts in a row. 2 in a row. Then was called into the manager's office and was fired. I was absolutely blown away. I worked there for 2 years and the manager who said he would help me stood there and did nothing. I was escorted out of the building. They told me, if you are sick, we need you to self-medicate because we need you here. Exact same thing. If you're sick, then you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed. That's insane to me. And what I find absolutely hilarious about this situation is they made her work 2 12-hour shifts back to back right before they did this, which means they probably didn't have anybody to cover those 12-hour shifts. So they literally used her and threw her away like a garbage bag, man. A garbage bag full of garbage. Not empty. Because those are useful and you need to put them under your sink. Because you can use those for things. I have a drawer under my sink that's filled to the brim, baby. Empty ass bags. Get you some empty ass bags. But if it's full of garbage, you're going to get thrown out just like this lady. Damn, 2 12-hour shifts. At least they squeezed her for every last drop. Because that's okay. To add on to that last story, management stresses that plenty of workers are willing to take your place if you can't hack it. And that's how, unfortunately, every single business that kind of treats their employees like they're nothing, they're like, well, if you can't do it, somebody will. Somebody out there will. So you can get the hell out of here because we don't need you. You're just a cog in a giant-ass machine. And we can replace it because the cogs are like 47 cents at the dollar store. That's how they treat you. You're just an item at the dollar store, at the cash wrap. I work at Amazon in Florida. The breaks are too short. You have to walk across the warehouse to get to your locker and eat in about 10 minutes of break time. Also, when you're randomly selected for security checks, that eats into your break, so you only get a few minutes to sit down before you go back. You are expected to use the bathroom and eat all in the 10-minute break time, which it takes nearly that long just to get across the warehouse. The breaks are too strict. By the time you walk to get a drink, you don't have time to use the bathroom, let alone sit down. If you're 2 minutes late, you get a break abuse. At 5 break abuses, you are fired. Oh my God. Oh my God. For those of us who worked on the top floor, the closest toilets were down 4 flights of stairs. People just urinated in bottles because they lived in fear of getting disciplined over idle time and losing their jobs because they needed to go to the bathroom. Holy hell. USA, 2019, about to be 2020. And workers are urinating in bottles. In bottles. Because they don't have enough time to get down these stairs. They're urinating in bottles just so they don't get fired. That is literally like third world country stuff. That is crazy. The managers, they have no empathy. There's just the quota. They don't care what's going on. And that's basically how it works everywhere. They give you an impossible goal and you can't achieve it. And then they just make you have more impossible goals. They're like, hey, we need you to go to the moon. And you're like, I ain't got a spaceship anymore. They took my spaceship away from me. Well, you best get to walking to the moon. And you can't make it because the moon's too damn far away. I'm at the Indiana Amazon and I handle dangerous objects daily, including unpackaging knives and mousetraps. I have been in the workforce more than 30 years, including time spent in slaughterhouses. I have never seen so many ambulances called to one place. This is the one place where I feel the most unsafe. It was actually kind of a joke. I would go outside to smoke a cigarette with some people from my team, and an ambulance would show up, and we'd be like, oh, Amazon claimed another. And as you can see here, these numbers are insane. So apparently the most likely places to die now in the US is in the toy section at Walmart or in an Amazon fulfillment center, apparently. Hey, I work at Amazon and I threw my back out having to manually lift heavy boxes because my forklift stopped running. I went to management and they didn't want to let me go home, even though I was in really bad pain. All they did was ice my back and ask me what my pain level was at. I was given an electrolyte rich popsicle and told to get back to work. What in the absolute hell is an electrolyte rich popsicle? It sounds kind of delicious. It's like a Pedialyte, but frozen, I guess. And after doing some digging, Amazon released a statement basically about this and about anything having to do with people being sick. Amazon associates would never be sent directly home due to an illness or injury. Associates have the ability to use their UPT, unpaid time off, at their discretion and can request to seek outside medical services at any time. So they're saying associates have unpaid time off they can use, right? They have a certain amount of UPT they can use for illness or injury. But let's go back to the first two stories. What happens if their UPT is maxed out and they get hurt on the job or get in a car wreck coming to work? What happens then? They get fired. That's exactly what happens. That's what happens. It's insane. So they're literally saying right here, associates have the ability to use their UPT at their discretion and can request to seek outside medical services at any time. They have the ability to use their UPT. But what happens when their UPT is maxed out? They're literally saying right there, they'll fire you if you don't have any UPT. That's what they're saying right here. That's crazy. It's crazy to me. So with a simple Google search, you can find that Amazon is kind of in hot water over basically things like this all the time. Apparently, it's not a secret that the working conditions at Amazon is absolutely insane. Oh my God. So Amazon provided a brief statement dealing with basically their terrible working conditions. Amazon provides a safe and positive workplace for thousands of people across the U.S. with competitive pay and benefits from day one, and we don't recognize these allegations as an accurate portrayal of activities in our buildings. We strongly disagree with these unsubstantiated comments and laundry list of allegations. Cobbled together, they have created a false narrative around our employee practices and misrepresent the experiences of hundreds of thousands of associates. Think about that for a second. What company has never not released a statement saying, oh, that doesn't happen and never does happen? But the people that release that statement and come up with that statement, people on, the PR team, maybe the marketing team, the CEO, other people in the cabinet that come up with these statements, They're literally not in these warehouses. They're not standing beside the manager or making sure they're doing their job, because ultimately it comes down to the management and the staff that's actually over these people at these warehouses. So I don't know why the hell they put out statements like this. It doesn't make any sense to me. We strongly disagree with this unsubstantiated comments. It's like, how the hell would you know? You're not there. You're not there. That's one thing that pisses me the hell off when it comes to corporations, is they always completely deny any allegation like that. And understandably, they have to do that. They have to say, well, that's never happened. But when I was in retail and in stores, we were always giving laundry lists of things to do and things that are supposed to help business. And you read these things, and 90% of the time, they're not going to help anything, and they're terrible. And you're like, how the hell do these people know? They've probably never even set foot in a store ever, other than to do an event or something, or make an appearance. And we're supposed to go on their guidance? How the hell are they supposed to know if these things these people are saying are not true? How they're supposed to know? They probably couldn't even tell you what the freaking warehouse looks like. Like, are we expected to think that they're literally, well, I've never seen that happen firsthand. It's like, oh, you haven't seen it, CEO? Shocking. The CEO hasn't seen it firsthand. The CEO's probably not been in there. It's dumb as hell to me, man. It's so dumb. What it boils down to, a company that respects its employees listens and negotiates with them. Right? Instead of just making a statement saying, you're lying. A company that respects its associates listens and negotiates with them. I'm going to end with that, because that is the biggest thing that companies need to take away from terrible companies like this that treat their employees like replaceable robots they can throw out at any time, that have no feelings, no pain, no emotion. A company that respects its associates listens and negotiates with them. That's all I have today. Please give this video a share so it gets recommended to everyone. Give her a thumbs up. Subscribe if you hadn't. It'll make me so happy in my booby areas. Thank you guys for checking me out. Until next time, get on it. Doggone it. Bye. Yeah.